Hey everyone, this is Brood Squad back with more OpenTTD, and today we're actually going to get into the game. Last episode we looked at how to make maps, and today we're actually going to get into a map that I've created before, and I've got all the towns laid out and everything how I like them, so we don't have to watch me loading the game over and over and over again. Okay. And here we are. This is a map that I've posted before. The height map is on Reddit as the river. I created it as a 2048 by 1024 map, but I've scaled it down by half, or really by a quarter, to play on, just so we don't have a huge, massive map to fill up with a million episodes. And I think it might actually work better as a smaller map. The other thing we want to go over first is the NewGRFs that I'm using. Not using any game scripts this time. Let's see. So, here's the list of NewGRFs. Apparently these two are not working quite properly. That's okay, it should be all fine. If you want to pause the video and load all those up, then you are welcome to do so. The main things that I want to get is the 2cc trains and tram set, and we have total town replacement. Also have a AV8 and fish and chip stations. We have some extra stations in there. The UK town set as well, and some things for the UI and Kentucky town names. That's where I live, so that's what we're going with. Kentucky towns, British stations. That works for me. Okay, so let's get started on the map. What I want to do with this series is mostly focus on passengers and mail, so we want to connect every single town with trains, planes, buses, metros, ships maybe, if we get there, and get these towns growing. So it's going to be mostly a passengers and mail game. But to start off, we do need some money-making routes, and for that we're going to start with coal. So I don't really want to do a whole lot of industries, a lot of goods. We might get into it, we might not. But for now, I'm just planning on connecting everything with passengers. So let's look at what we've got for coal. I looked at this before, and I think I want to start on this coal plant and go to this power plant. I'm not really intending this to be a tutorial series. This is just me playing the game. I don't think I'm an expert at this by any means. Just some guy who's okay at it, and I'm just going to play it so you don't have to. But anyway, we're going to start with this coal mine. That's a pretty decent output. And we could go to this power station, but it's a bit too close. We're not going to get a lot of money out of that. We're going to go to this one over here. Go ahead and take out our max loan. It's our company settings, if you want to see. Yeah, look at this guy. That's me exactly. It's a perfect replica of my face. So let's start at this coal. We also have new tracks, so we're going to have the many different track speeds, but we're starting in 1900. So right now we can only do the low track speed. We also have the third rail construction. Those are going to be for metro lines. Very quickly I'll show you what we have with the 2cc. You can see we have a huge list of things available. I'll go through later and hide all of the things that we're not using. And the other thing I'm excited about using is trams, lots of trams. A lot of these don't work. They have zero power or running costs and everything, so we're going to block all those out. But even with all of those gone, we're still going to have a huge number of trams and things available. Alright, let's get started on this station. Here's the industrial station renewal set. These things, it's just the eye candy, it's just to make things look nice. I'm going to start with 6 length trains. How I like to do, that's how I roll. Make a simple terminus station here. And we're going to see where we're ending up. I'm going to level this out as well. Yeah, that looks fine. The mineral unloader here. Get facing the right way. It's again 6 length. Here's the fun part of laying all this track. It is fun. I do like laying track. Sometimes it does get a little tedious, but then I stop laying track and just watch the trains go by. Come up to about here. Get diagonal going there. Like I said, I'm not really an expert at this game, I don't think. I'm just okay at it. I like playing it, so I'll make this video. Oh, we're one off. If you are an expert, or if you have some suggestions or comments, or doing something terribly wrong and infuriating you, leave a comment. Hopefully not an angry comment, but you guys know how Let's Plays work. You figure it out. You're smart people. I have faith. I'm doing terminus stations. I like to use the path signals here. This guarantees that trains coming in cannot jam up the trains that are in the station, so we're not going to have any issues with that with this layout. Also with the one-way path signal here, lets trains come in, they choose a platform, and when they're done, the path signal, remember, or keep in mind that these are not one-way signals, so trains can pass through the other side. But here, the train's not going to go through anywhere until it can find a station, it can find a platform to land on, and then otherwise it'll just wait here. But otherwise we're going to use block signals. My hope is that this map will get really big, we'll have tons of trains, and so we'll need the block signals to keep the CPU usage down. Okay, so there's our signaling placed. I just need a depot. And we're going to get some trains going. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to go with this guy here. I'm going to sort by max speed. Now the max speed isn't that terribly important because we are going to be limited by the hoppers that we have. The fastest thing we have is this, which only goes 44 miles an hour. That's fine, it's not a big deal. It's only 1900, so it's still early times. So coal will still make us plenty of money at that speed. Let's see. So I'm going to go with the 280. I'm going to get this up to train length 6. I do know if you use shorter trains, more shorter trains, that'll get your station ratings up a bit higher. But as long as, if you have a train length of 6, as long as you have something in the station collecting the material at all times, then it shouldn't be a problem. Your station rating will stay above 60, and it should trend upwards. But to get it to go even faster, you want it to remain at above 80%. I really don't have the patience to do that. I don't feel like micromanaging coal lines just to do that. These are really just for making money. We might get into that later with other things. But for these, it's just good enough that there's going to be a train in the station all the time. And we're going to name this Clinton. So this will be Clinton 01. Then we'll clone that with Control to share orders. We'll get those going. I always build on pause. I have build enabled on pause. Again, that's just how I roll. So, you can see that these engines are pretty expensive, over 200,000 a pop. So that's a good chunk of our starting money gone already. So we have enough for one more engine. So let's see if we can get another line started somewhere. See where our coal mines are. Off these town names. But that's actually something we're going to have to do in the next episode. About out of time here. So in the next episode we're going to look for another place to start running coal to our power plant. I kind of want them all to go to the same power plant, and then the ones farther away will make us more money. Maybe these ones over here will go to one of the ones over here. Not sure. But that's what we'll be doing next time. So thanks for watching. I'm Brute Squad. I'll see you next time.